After a long period with no new model launches, Maserati is back with a range of new generation cars topped by the MC20. And Maserati has invited us down to its flagship showroom today in Sydney to take a look at the convertible edition of its supercar, the MC20 Cielo. We're also going to look at the impressive array of personalization options that Maserati offer in their customization suite. Follow me. One of Maserati's incredibly generous customers has lent us their car to have a poke around in today. Now this is the MC20 Cielo Spider Prima Series edition, one of only 65 made globally. And if you can believe it, it is even more distinctive than the original, with different pearly accents and aquamarine features. The MC20 Cielo hit Australian roads in mid-2023, differentiating itself from the MC20 Coupe with its electrically retractable glass roof, thus giving you boundless access to that beautiful open sky. The name Cielo is Italian for sky. Apologies to any Italians for my accent there. But as you can see, the sky is really at the heart of everything to do with this car. This aquamarine colour is the perfect nod to the heavens above. But if this isn't your thing, then with customization, your colour options are endless. The glass roof centrepiece is designed so that you can use it without having to really even think about it. It raises and closes in just 12 seconds. But even when it's closed, the hard-top PDCL glass roof still gives the illusion of an open top, should you wish. One click of a button though, and you can switch to opaque. Even with the roof open, you're not going to find a compromise in performance. It's still a supercar. It goes from 0 to 100 in just under 3 seconds. Even at a standstill, the Cielo manages to stand out. The doors don't just open outwards, they open upwards, so that they're, you guessed it, facing skywards. Inside the car then, it is the epitome of Italian craftsmanship in here. You've got this lovely suede material that you can see is throughout the car, on the seats, right through to the steering wheel. I've got two 10.25-inch screens ahead of me, the driver display, and also the infotainment system, which is where you can control the electric roof. I've also got a wireless phone charger and a 12-speaker sound system. The drive mode selector allows you to opt for one of 5 different driving options: GT, Sport, Wet, Corsa, and ultimately ESC off, allowing you to change the response from the Nettuno engine and 8-speed transmission and soften or stiffen the suspension. Under the skin is the same 3-litre twin-turbocharged Nettuno V6 as the Coupe, with double wishbone suspension geometry, 3-mode adaptive dampers, a front axle lift system, and 20-inch wheels.
Probably the most common customization will be something fairly simple like trims or stitches, brake calipers, that sort of thing. Obviously in conjunction with the exterior paint, people come up with a theme that they want to bring out throughout the car. So depends on how crazy they want to go though. There's been an MC20 that has been ordered in a multiple layer paint. So similar to what you've seen in the Prima Series edition. So multiple layers in that paint and then an orange highlight on the interior that was quite striking on both parts. So you had quite a bright exterior, quite a bright interior, but mashed together it absolutely looked amazing, but certainly one off. In terms of the newer models, so Grecale MC20 and coming up Gran Turismo, the personalisation that has been offered has been far greater than we've ever offered before. So with Grecale, people are opting for sort of more interior customisation. Some of them are doing colours like a yellow or something bright like a red, and then contrasting that with the calipers. MC20 though, you can go a little bit more extreme. So people are personalising those cars with certain graphics, or they're colouring the badges on the vehicle and that sort of thing. So it really just depends on their imagination. So there isn't too many that are absolutely common across the range because it depends on the buyer. So that MC20 Cielo Prima Serie is a limited edition, one of 65. So that car hasn't been customised. What the factory have done is basically made that as a one-off piece. So you'll notice the wheels, the badges, the trident on the tonneau cover, so that rear lid over the engine. All of those are in a bronze sort of satin finish, so that's not something that you can order from the factory. Then the interior seats, so the Alcantara suede has then got a material that sits underneath it that's almost like a rainbow sort of material, so it goes from yellow to blue, and you'll see that that's been etched out of the Alcantara as those two materials have been bonded together. Then obviously over the top we have the aquamarina paint, so 4 layers of paint that get painted, and so you have a rich complexity to that colour, particularly out in the sunlight or under some bright lights. So that car basically is what it is out of the factory, but most of those elements you cannot order straight off the shelf. If they've bought an MC20, they generally have at least 3 to 5 cars in their garage. And so whilst we say it is a supercar that you can drive every day, they generally have things like an SUV or maybe another sports car. So a Gran Turismo, for example, they might have that as a bit more of a daily driver, and the MC20 that they can use on the weekends. I suppose the average price of an MC20 that we're seeing going out is around the 700,000 to 800,000 mark. Some of them we've seen slightly higher, and then we have another one called an MC Extrema, which will be again just very limited number production, track only. It's not homologated for anything, no road or race programs or anything, and that's in the stratosphere. So that car is very unique though, whereas the MC20 and the MC20 Cielo we'll usually see around that 700,000 to 800,000 mark.
So there you have it. This is the Maserati MC20 Cielo. If you liked today's video, hit the like button and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with more great videos. Also remember to head over to Drive.com.au for more Maserati news and reviews.